Yeah, yesterday has been a very emotional time for everyone at the club. Working with Ollie for 3 years now, and I've known him for an awful lot longer than that. And knowing the person that he is, the values that he has, and what he lives by, and how he treats people. You know, to see Ollie unfortunately lose his job yesterday was tough for me. It was tough for a lot of people at the club, and I think you can tell by the emotion that was around the place yesterday what Ollie meant to everyone. So we understand, and Ollie obviously understands. I think he said it himself that results in this business is everything, and as much as you build the foundation and you create the right environment and the right culture and treat people the right way, sometimes you don't always get what you deserve, unfortunately. But I want to say a massive thank you to Ollie certainly from me and from the staff and as well as the players, because I learned an awful lot from him. He taught me a lot, and it's been an absolute pleasure working with him. So yeah, sad day initially for me, and I wish Ollie all the very best. But on the flip side, football's football, and business is usual today in terms of we got a big game to prepare for tomorrow. It's a privilege for me to now sit in this position. I understand the responsibilities that come with that, and now it's a focus of flipping our minds and moving forward quickly. It's what this club does very well. It's what this club's done very well historically, and that's certainly the aim now. We're very much looking forward to the game tomorrow. Going over there and with a real positive mind and attitude, and the boys will be ready for it. So yeah, we can't wait for the game to come.
Okay, we'll start with questions for Harry, because Harry needs to go and do his interview. So if you'd like to raise your hands for Harry, we'll start with Simon Stone.
Hi Harry, hope you're okay.
Hello.
Can you just reflect on the last 24 hours? Obviously, nobody really expected what happened at Watford to happen, and did you fear, as it was happening and after it happened, that the manager might lose his job?
Well, I think, like Michael said, I think it's been a very hard time for us as players as well, because the amount of respect that we have for the boss and what he's done for a lot of us over the last 2.5 years period, which he's been here. We've been on a journey together. It's never nice to see someone lose the job, and for him to come in and speak to us yesterday, the emotion around the place, I think, yeah, it was difficult to be in, and I think all the lads, I think it showed as a group of lads how much we wanted to succeed. And I think, like you've said, the result on Saturday, it wasn't good enough, but the results of recent have ultimately not been good enough, and it's a result business, and unfortunately Ollie's paid the price for that, and obviously we've got to take a big responsibility of that as well.
Michael Gray.
Sorry. Hi Harry.
Hi.
Is it a case of the players having to take a little bit more responsibility on the football field?
Yeah, of course. The players need to take responsibility for everything on and off the football field. We're the ones that cross over the white line. We know it's football. Like I said, we was in this together. We was a group, the management and the players. So ultimately, the managers paid the price, and we're all so disappointed for that. But yeah, of course, we take huge responsibility. We haven't been good enough. We know that individually, collectively, as a team, as players. We know that. We spoke about that, and now we've got to look forward and make sure we get this club back to where it was. And in the last 2 years, and obviously the last few months, have been nowhere near good enough. And like I said, that the players are a huge responsibility for that as well.
Tim Thornton.
Hi Harry. What did Ollie say to the players yesterday, and collectively, do you feel as though you have let him down, and have you got together as a group and spoken about it?
Well, like I said, as a group of players, we take huge responsibility. We was in it together. I think as a group of lads, we've done everything we can. We've got a good group of lads, a good spirit, and the lads are giving everything. The lads want to succeed, but ultimately the recent performances and the recent results haven't been good enough. And yeah, of course, we take a large amount of responsibility for that. But that's football, and we know that. So, yeah, the manager come in and he spoke to us, and like I say, it was an emotional day, and everyone's got a huge amount of respect for Ole and what he's done for the club. He's a legend of the club, and he will remain a legend of the club. So, yeah, I don't want to go into too much depth about what he said, but he wished us well. He said he'll be supporting us. He said we need to get back on track, get focused for the game against Villarreal now, and make sure we go into it with a positive mindset. And one thing that he did say is that he'll be supporting us and wanting us to win every game of football, which is obviously shows the values of the man.
Andy Mitten.
Hello, Harry.
Hello.
What do you think's gone wrong? Is confidence low? How are you feeling ahead of what could be a very tough game at Villarreal? Are you confident that you can get out of this slump?
Well, I think in football you go through ups and downs and you go through tough times. I think if you look at the players now at this club, you probably speak to a lot and they'll probably say it's probably the toughest time of their career at club level. So we know it's not been good enough. The recent performances haven't been good enough. We haven't been delivering individually but also collectively. And when you're not doing it collectively, the results pay the price. And yeah, like I said, it's snowballed from one thing to another. But we've got to take huge responsibility for that, and we've got to find something within ourselves. We've got to look forward, we've got to move forward, we've got to move this club forward, and we've got to find something within ourselves, within the group, to find that focus, to find that mentality, to go and produce a good performance tomorrow and get the result that we need for this club.
Okay, we'll now take questions for Michael. Harry, you need to come.
Okay, the first question we'll take from. We'll go to Laurie Whitwell.
Hi, Michael. Could I just get a little bit of your thoughts on what you've been told going forwards, how long you might be in this position, and what you'll bring to this role? You're obviously going to team tomorrow. Do you think there's changes that need to be made?
In terms of what I've been told, what I understand, and kind of my thought process, really, mindset is preparing the team for tomorrow night, giving it my best. Obviously know the boys very well, know the staff very well, know the club very well. This club's been in my life for an awful long time now, and so you know it's the sacrifice and dedication that you've got to get and you've got to give. I'm prepared to do that. Obviously, however long it takes, I'm prepared to do that for whether it's one game, whether it's two games, whether it's a little stretch longer than that. Right now, I'm not too sure, but that's not something that's on my mind. It's literally about tomorrow. It's a big game, obviously, for us in terms of the group stages and trying to get through on that. And I'll just go about my job exactly as I know and trust myself, trust the people that I've got behind me and the staff and the players and prepare us right and go there positive and look forward to the game. It's a fantastic game to be playing, and it's a fantastic game of football. These are the nights that you're tested and that you remember when you push to the limit, and you know they're the ones when you find out really what you've got. And I'm really looking forward to well, I was looking forward to today and the team and preparing the players, and looking forward to hugely to tomorrow night.
David McDonald.
Hi, Michael. As one of Ole's coaching staff, you had a first-hand view of everything that's unfolded this season. From that perspective, why do you feel it's unravelled the way it has? Because there was such huge expectation at the start of the season for the season-on-season progress and the signings you made, but it's just all fallen apart. Why is that?
Yeah, listen, we could sit and talk through all sorts of different things right now, but for me, it's not to be looking back right now. I think, of course, I know in my own mind what I could have done better, what could have been improved. As Harry's already said, I think it's important that everyone looks at themselves and thinks what you can do better. It's easy to look elsewhere, and as a player, I was exactly the same. I think, look at yourself first. What can you do better? What can you improve on? And what's next? And for me, what's next is we're just about to catch a flight to Spain and prepare the boys ready for the game tomorrow. That really is my focus. That's what I'm looking forward to, and I can't wait for the game to come round.
Ian Parker.
Hi Michael, obviously you were part of that coaching staff as we talked about. In your games in charge, however many there may be, do you expect we'll see a significant change tactically or anything else?
We'll have to wait and see, really. Obviously I've worked closely with Ollie for a long time now, and we do have very similar beliefs. We did as players, we certainly do as coach and manager. So yes, of course, I've got my own personality and to Ollie, and but of course, it's very similar, because that's why we worked together for so long and worked together well for a period of time. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm not giving too much away of what my plans are, but I'm very clear in my own mind what we want to do, how we want to play, how we want to go about it, and looking forward to seeing that on the pitch.
Rob Dawson.
Hi Michael, just on the same theme really. It's obviously a very quick turnaround between games. How difficult is it for you to put your own stamp on a team with one training session and 24 hours?
Yeah, obviously it's a challenge. Of course it is. It's a challenge. You know, the initial reaction yesterday, and coming to terms with the situation, and but quite quickly, you know, you've got to focus. There's a responsibility here. It's such a great club and such a privilege to be working at this club in whatever capacity, never mind in the position that I am now. So I don't take that lightly in any way, shape or form, and it's just throw myself into doing everything I can. Of course it's a limited time, yes, of course it is, and I'm well aware of that, but it's the challenge and that I'm relishing at the moment. Sitting here, it's a huge responsibility, and really looking forward to it. Got great people helping me, working with me, great group of players. I know it hasn't been what we wanted to be of late, but the players, it's a fantastic group. They've proved that before, and they'll go on to prove that again.
Bill Rice.
Hi Michael, I know this isn't sort of the circumstances that you would have liked to get this opportunity, but we all know what happened with Ollie when he was so successful. So the question is, do you have ambitions to sort of manage this club longer, and is this an opportunity for you to show what you're capable of?
Bill, I think first and foremost, it's been literally a day, just over 24 hours since everything's unfolded, and the game is not much further away in terms of time. So that is all I've been thinking about is the game tomorrow night, throughout yesterday, throughout today, and certainly tomorrow. So I've not looked past that. Of course, we've got games coming up past that. Big game on the weekend, and but we'll address that when we need, and however long the club want me to be here, I'll give it my best, and whatever results we get, hopefully we get good ones. We'll be trying our utmost to get good ones. We should get good ones. I truly believe that. We should get good results, and we'll wait and see what happens after that.
Jamie Jackson. Hi Jamie, do you want to go? Okay, we'll move on to Tyrone Marshall.
Hi Michael, as a player yourself, you know, a lot of players tend to like sort of comfort of knowing who's in charge and what direction the club's going in. At the moment the plan is to have yourself as a caretaker, then an interim, then a permanent manager, potentially sort of 3 managers in 6 months, trying to recruit 2 managers now. Is there a danger that becomes destabilising to players, and is it important that there's some kind of clarity on who's in charge for what sort of length given to players fairly quickly?
To be honest with you, I think that's not really something for me to get involved in right now. I think my sole focus and attention really is the game tomorrow night. It really is. I can't look past that. Whatever. That's the responsibility I've got given by the club, and there's obviously other people involved in picking what happens next, and I'm fully aware of that, and I fully respect that. So that's not my position to discuss. I'm just here to give it my best, and I certainly will do that.
Paul Hurst.
Hi Michael,
Yeah, I found out yesterday morning at the training ground. I didn't know anything at all up until then. I don't think any of us did. So, as I arrived at the training ground yesterday morning, I spoke to Ed. Ollie was already here. I'd seen Ollie before that. So that's how it came about. It was a bit of a rush then to kind of organise training and speak to the players and obviously carry out the day's work. But it went really well. All things considered yesterday, everyone kind of adapted, reacted, and dealt with it in a real classy manner. And obviously Ollie was epitomised that of how he addressed everyone, how he behaved. It's no surprise really, but it just shows the real class of the man and how humble and how loyal he is, and, even in that situation. And then as I've said, it's just about me preparing the team for tomorrow night as best as we can. We were in good shape. I'm really looking forward to the game. The players will be in a good place going into the game. We'll make sure of that. And it's the next game in front of us for this club. Whoever's in charge, whatever group of players, the responsibility is to try and go win a football match, and that'll never change. It's never changed since I stepped through the door, and it was going on long before I've been here, and it'll go on long before after me, however long that may be.
Michael Gray.
Hi, Michael. Michael, you touched on Ollie, and you said after the meeting with the players, he still had the full respect to the players. And I'm sure you've had a meeting with the players yourself. What have you told them to expect over the next couple of weeks?
I haven't gone into the next couple of weeks at all yet. I think, as I've said, Michael, it's about tomorrow night. Anything past that is not for us to think about right now. It's a big game of football. We can't hide from that. It's a one to go and enjoy and go to play and go and express themselves as players. For me, obviously, it's a new challenge. It's something that I'm really looking forward to. And again, that is really everything's geared towards tomorrow night. We've got a few days to then think about the next game after that, as big as that one is as well. But for sure, it's about really, really looking forward to what's ahead tomorrow.
We're going to go to the last two. First for Simon Stone, and the last two, Andy Mitten.
Hi, Michael. Obviously, it wasn't just Saturday. There's been some pretty bad results over the last few weeks, and Ollie has repeatedly said that the team have trained well, they're looking good. You've just said the same thing. What can you say to the fans to make them believe that there can be a change, that these results are not just going to continue?
The biggest thing for the fans and for everyone is a result, Simon. That's the biggest thing. I could sit here and say all sorts of different things, and I would be speaking the truth, about the training and the players and how much we really want to do well for this club, and most of them have done well in the past. Some have just come through the door, but honestly, right now sitting here, I don't think that counts for much. I think it's about what happens now over the next game, over the next few days, and getting the right results and how we perform on the pitch, how we go about our business, how we carry ourselves, how we behave, how we perform. There's a whole responsibility with that comes playing for this club that maybe doesn't come with playing for many other clubs, and that's something that the challenge that we embrace and we respect massively. I have done all the time that I've been at this club, and that's what we expect of the players for sure, and that's what will happen, no doubt.
Andy Mitten.
Hi, Michael. You keep talking about tomorrow night and Villarreal. Can I ask you about Villarreal? This will be the third time since May that the two teams have met. The first two games were absolutely fascinating tactically to see. You've been there. Do you feel you've learned from those games?
Yeah, they're a very good team. Very well organised, very well coached. Yeah, two different games in some ways. I thought the final we played very well at times actually, and stopped them from playing for long periods, and just didn't have a cutting edge in the final. And obviously to lose like we did was that hurts when you get so close. But in the end you got to say we weren't good enough on the night to finish it off. And then the first game, pretty much what we expected. They're a good team. They take the ball well. They've got nice little connections and patterns through the pitch, and good technical players that can handle the ball and kind of can frustrate you and keep the ball off you at times, and as well as speed and penetration on the last line. So for them, it's a good mix. They've got a good balance. So we respect that. Yes, we've played them, like you say, a couple of times, so we know each other a little bit better. So we've gone there with a plan to come out on top and look forward to the game. It's a big game for both teams. Obviously, at this stage of the competition, that goes without saying, but it's the one that we can go there and really look forward to.